Welcome back to McCaffrey Farms here in the Eastern Plains of Colorado. I'm Al McCaffrey. Today, we're getting ready for planting. Got a tractor hooked up to the planter. We got tanks on. Oil is changed in the tractor. We ran water through the tank, a little bit through the system. Got the Big John tanks cleaned out. Haven't done a whole lot to it. We've gotten a few parts coming tomorrow, which is Thursday. Not real sure. Today's like the 16th or 17th of May. Normally we've been planting for at least a week by now, but we got this magical thing called rain, and we got about 2 1/4 inches of it. Got quite a bit, which is good. We need it. And so it's a little wet still. Hopefully maybe Monday next week it could be close. We'll see. But we're getting stuff ready, trying to get worked on. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going through and replacing these caps on the check valves for liquid fertilizer. We have these black ones on right now, and they take 10 pounds of pressure to open up and let fertilizer go through. I was having problems getting all the rows to run right. I think that's part of it. I'll have to see if that fixes it. Hopefully it is. So we're going through and putting these yellow ones on, which are 2-pound pressure caps. So it'll take quite a bit less pressure. And I'm kind of wondering if we had fertilizer left. We were bad about getting this winterized. We were busy last year, and we kind of just unhooked it right where it is right now, and got on to the next thing. So I'm hoping that there's just some fertilizer stuck in there. Don't mind that, Dad's in the 4640. Hoping there's just some fertilizer stuck in those. It's not letting them open quite right. So, and the 2-pound caps will probably be good anyways, because I think we're only going to be running like 5 to 7 gallon an acre this year, and that's going to be some pretty low pressure. So it'll be good to have those anyways. But that's what we're doing right now. I don't know what the plan is for today. I know we have a couple hoses leaking. This up and down one, the bottom hose is leaking. We're gonna need to change that. This hose, one of the hoses on this fan is leaking, which we have one of those. We just never replaced it. Other than that, I don't know what the plan is. Really don't have too terribly much to do to this, just to get it running good and going. And then, I don't know. We talked about even changing the oil right now on the combine, which normally we don't do that for another month and a half, but don't have too terribly much to do because it's still a little wet. All right, so what we're doing here is we got a different set of red balls. If you can see, these are really white, and you can't even see the ball in them. You're supposed to be able to see that red marble, and all of those have one in. You can't see it. We're gonna do the other side. We have that cultivator that we set up for liquid. It's got a pretty new set on them that's gonna be pretty clear, so we're gonna do that so we can actually see them. What these do is we have these hoses here. They run each to one row, and it's what the fertilizer runs through. And so those red marbles, if you have it set right, they run in the middle if they're running perfectly, and if they start running high or low with restrictions or blockages or whatever, that's how you can tell if a row's not running right and you need to check it. So we want to get to where we can actually see them. So we're doing all 16 to different ones that are clear and that we can see. So we're doing. Right now I'm having to drill a new hole. These ones are a touch different. They're just a little bit wider, and our original holes aren't gonna work. So we're gonna use the first hole here, and I'm drilling the new one right here. The other ones will work because they're the exact same. We just went to Kirk because we needed 8 more, and that's what they had. So it's a little bit different, but it'll work. So what we're doing right now, we'll get all of them switched, get all the red balls into the new set, and get the rows put back on the way they're supposed to be, and we'll go from there. We got the red balls monitors changed, and we've done a few things with the pump that wasn't getting good pressure. So, and we got another 300 gallon of water in the tank, so we'll give it a shot and see if everything works now. So let it get some water going and go from there. And unfortunately, it looks like our right pump still, or our left pump, it's built up a little bit of pressure, but it's still not great. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the left gauge is running right at 10. That one's only running at like 5. And for some reason, now those aren't running even, which they had been. At least we can see them now. Those ones are running even. These ones are running even. But the pressure is just not right. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know. We did get another 1.1 inches of rain here last night. I don't know, the fields down south didn't get a whole lot. Maybe 2 to 3 tenths, but we did get more rain, which I mean is great. We'll take it. The wheat needs it, and it'll build good sun moisture. But it's gonna make for a late spring planting. From when we've normally planted, we're already probably a week and a half later than what we have in the last few years. It's May 18th right now, Thursday. Normally we're going by the 5th or 6th of May. So we're gonna have to push a little bit harder this year to get done. But I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything too much. We've never really seen a difference in the milo we've planted towards the 1st of May versus last of May. So it's not a huge deal, but we have 1,100, 1,200 acres that we need to plant, so hopefully everything just goes good and we can get it planted quick, but that never happens, so we'll see how it goes. All right, we have a new pump here. Same thing as this one. We switched diaphragms from an old one we had that we knew worked. So I don't know if it's something in the actual motor or what, but we're gonna switch that, put it in there, see if it works, see if we can get both of these pumps doing the same thing. And if not, we have the stuff from earlier. We'll try and put it all back into one where both pumps run all 16 rows, so it's at least constant, and we can go from there. All right, I think we got it figured out. They're running, that one's just a shade over 10. That one looks like it's right at 10. So I think that's good enough. It's a lot better than what it has been. So I'm thinking something in the actual motor must have went bad, and not like the diaphragm of the pump that actually runs the liquid. But at least they're way closer now, because before we got it fixed, I did like a calculation to see what gallons it was putting out, and the left side that was pumping at 10 for a 5 mile an hour target output per gallons would have been like 15 gallon an acre, and the other side that's only pumping at 5 was like 12. So that's a heck of a difference, whereas now it's pretty darn close, and we can live with that for now. So our hope is next year we kind of want to try and get a stack fold planter, and if we need to get a new pump, we're going to go hydraulic. We've had a lot of problems with these electric pumps, and right now is just what we can get. All right, so what we've been doing now is we're going to mount this. We got 2 new vacuum gauges. Originally, those vacuums, that's what pressurizes the seed meters, holds the seeds in the plate and then drops it down. Originally, they were electronic and through the monitor, but they crapped out on us. We didn't know what we needed to fix that and how much it was going to be since it was electric. So these were like 160 bucks both, and then took it to Steel Corner and they made this bracket for us. So we're just setting it in, and then we'll run some tubing up here. We'll be good to go on the vacuums. Alrighty, it is now May 22nd. It's a Monday. I think we're getting close to planting, starting planting anyways. We got some seed here. This is mine. Those 2 are Dad's. We are doing some Brevant this year. It's pretty similar to DeKalb, what I've heard, but this one, let me see it. Where's the tag I can read? This first pallet here is a BO4 V12 AML. That is gonna go on the east quarter, just out here. And then this is a BO4 V12Q. I believe the Q stands for chrome. And with the Brevant seed, that is kind of like one of the better like seed treatment and programs to do for corn on corn. And that is gonna be going on the circle right west of the house here that is irrigated. It's not the greatest water, but it is gonna be irrigated, so we're gonna do that again. Then this here, this first pallet of mine is actually the same as the top pallet of Dad's. I have one of my dry land circles and the quarter that I had to Milo last year. I'm gonna plant it to corn, and that's what this of mine is gonna be going on. And then there's also, this one is a BO2V87 AMXT. That is a little bit of a cheaper one. I ordered it like January or February because it's kind of last minute that I decided to do that. But I have one circle that was corn last year. The grass is kind of still pretty bad in it, so I'm gonna do that one again. And he said that one's a little bit better to do that on. So that's the thought. We went down and looked at the fields. They're not too bad. They're pretty close. And I think we should be getting the first little bit of our fertilizer today. We're using the Agro Liquid stuff that my brother Justin is selling, and he just let us know that they should be able to get it out here this afternoon to where we have some cone bottom tanks set up. The circle is pretty good. We might field cultivate at first. I'm pretty sure that's the plan. This quarter out here could use a little bit more time, a little bit. It's pretty close, but my 3 fields down south were a lot better. We haven't had quite as much rain down there, and the first field is a little bit sandier. So I think the plan is we're basically ready with the corn planter. I don't think we have a whole lot more to do. So I think the plan is we're gonna finish getting this ready. Dad's going to get a nurse trailer from, his name's also Justin, but he's the one that he got our Justin started on the Agro Liquid, but he's got all the cone bottoms and trailers. Dad's going to get a nurse trailer from him. And then the plan, I think the plan is we're gonna try and get the tractor and corn planter down there, load the first pallet of seed up for me, and at least get everything set, get going to where then maybe tomorrow, if everything goes good, we can get a good start on corn planting. We're gonna try and get the corn planted first because I think the plant date's kind of coming close. This time last year, we were basically done planting corn. I think yesterday or today is when I finished up on my corn and got snowed out. If there should be a video on it. If there is, I'll put a card to it. But we're pretty behind. We've gotten some rain. Dad knows the totals a little bit better because a lot of it came while I was still up at Laramie, but I think the first rainstorm was May 10th. And we've probably gotten at least 3 or 4 inches here at the house, probably closer to 2.5 or 3 down south. But everything is finally drying out. We have a little bit of a window, so we want to try and get the corn planted at least, because today's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the last 10 days have been showing rain, and it's only been going up. As much as I want to get our planting done, the wheat is looking pretty good. It's not great, but it's the best it's looked in a while, so we could still use the rain. But we have a window, so if we can get at least the corn planted and maybe some of the milo, that'd be great. We'll just have to see how things go. If we get the fertilizer and get some seed in and it's going good, I'll probably go as long as I can tonight, then get started early in the morning. Try and get it done as quick as we can. But we got seed here, basically done on the corn planter. Fertilizer should be here. Tomorrow for sure, we're gonna try and start planting corn. Maybe today, we'll see. But I'm gonna get Dad's unloaded, and then I'll do a little bit to the corn planter and talk to Dad. If I get stuff done on the corn planter and he wants to, I'll probably hook the 8960 up to the field cultivator and go out and set it, see how it looks. So we'll go from there. So scratch the plans on unloading seed. Forklift is flat dead, which don't make sense because it started up absolutely perfect like 20 minutes ago when I unloaded my seed. So I guess I won't be unloading Dad's seed. It's gonna have to sit on the pickup here for a little bit. One of the first things that I'm gonna do is we have a lot of these shims, and what these are for are the 3-point arms. I'll show you a little bit better where they go. We have a lot of sway in our 3-point. I don't know if it's kind of hard to show it now with the weight of the planter. I'm gonna unhook the planter real quick, pull ahead a little bit, and put a bunch of these in. We want to try and get it to where the 3-point arm is centered and doesn't have much sway, because that does affect how straight the planter runs. As if it's kind of hilly or something, the planter will go back and forth and wiggle. And we want to try and minimize that as much as I can. I don't know if it's been in here or not, most likely not. I did end up buying a corn head for our 9770, but it's a 12 row and it's a 16. So that doesn't work the best. So we want to try and get it to where we can plant as accurately as possible all 30-inch rows. So we need to get as much sway out of this as we can, and that'll be a good help. We have a Atlas row crop subscription for the auto steer that is supposed to be 2-inch accuracy. We'll see how well it works. Some of the turn rows, we're just gonna shut 4 rows off if it's curvy or windy or whatever, make it a little bit easier to pick it. But for back and forth rows, we want to get as much of this sway out as possible, so we can try and get as true as possible to complete 30-inch centers all the way across, because that'll make it work a lot better. All right, this is probably gonna be the end of the video, so thank you for watching. All we're gonna do now is we're gonna go through, take the boxes off, put the seed plates in. I think that should be it. I think that should be it. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. It's been over like 2 weeks that I've been putting stuff together, so we'll see. I'll try and make it a little shorter because it's not nearly as fun. But I think that's gonna be all. So thank you for watching. Tune in next time. We should be planting, so we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.